Ruth, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're just waiting for a few other
Me.
people to join, hopefully, and then while we do that, we're sharing how our day has been with one word. So think of your
Oh, okay.
when Eunice joins back, you could share with us. Thank you.
All right. Should I do that now?
Give it like a few seconds.
All right, sure.
Okay. So Ruth, please unmute and tell us how your day has been in just one word. Hello, Ruth. Are you
It's
able?
been awesome.
Awesome. What what made it awesome?
Yeah.
What has made it awesome? Awesome
Um,
is like over the top to
it's
you.
actually been raining the whole
Okay.
day.
Do you like rainy days?
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, then let me say it's been good.
Okay. I mean, I liked awesome, but if it's been good, awesome
Yes, I
is better
do.
than good. But if it's
Because
been
of
great,
the weather.
uh-huh.
I
It
don't like I don't like when
okay, you don't like when it rains. Rain, go away. Come again another day. So today we our numbers are a little bit lower than
okay.
first session, but I'm so happy that you ladies have joined today for our second week of
Yeah.
the Females in Business course. Today we'll start the topic of digital skills or digital skills training. A lot of the the contents for today's videos and some summary slides. I know we all learn differently as people. Some of us learn from being told things that's auditory. Some of us learn from visual, seeing things, and others of us also learn with sound. And today I wanted to tap into everybody's different learning needs. So we'll be watching some short snippets, some short, others not so short, but thankfully, if you all sign up for the Nobi course, when you sign into your Nobi platform every week moving forward, you'll get the updated the class slides and the videos and all the content will be available to you to stream and watch any day after the Mondays when we meet. So if you have not joined the Nobi platform, please do so. Esther will share with you again how to do that so you could access the course content after the Mondays. So let's begin, please. Is everybody able to see my screen clearly?
Yes.
All right. So
Yeah.
as I said last week, we will start every session with like a bit of meditative reflection, or not really meditative, but a bit of reflection about social entrepreneurship and just it taps into life in some way. I mentioned last week that I had been reading Think and Grow Rich with a group that I'm a part of called the Girls Go Getter. And the first quote today comes from Think and Grow Rich. And then the second one, as I was preparing for this session today, it just popped up on my Instagram feed and I felt like it really, really aligned. So I will read the quotes and then take like 30 seconds and then ask each of us to reflect on how this resonates with them as entrepreneurs or nonprofit leaders. So the first and best victory is to conquer self. To be conquered by self is of all things the most shameful and vile. That's from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The second says your competition isn't other people. Your competition is your procrastination, negative thoughts, your fear trying to hold you back. Compete against that. That's from your business lounge on Instagram, that handle. I'll read the quotes again. Your first and best victory is to conquer self. To be conquered by self is of all things the most shameful and vile. Your competition isn't other people. Your competition is your procrastination, negative thoughts, your fear trying to hold you back. Compete against that. In no order at all. Esther, can you unmute and share with us like reflections on any of these two quotes?
Okay, so looking at those quotes, I actually think from the first line, the first and best victory is to conquer self. And it is actually true because if you want to take part in something, the fear comes from within first before it is when the fear that comes from within is activated. That is how come the fear that is outside is also takes control. Because if you want to do something and you believe in yourself, you won't listen to critics. But if you want to do something and you fear you will fail, you will definitely fail because that is 50% failure. Yes, there are certain things that you have to do and fail. But when you fail, you have to be able to learn from it. Learning from it is one way of conquering yourself because yourself is not there to yourself is there to make you better. Yes, if you can't advise yourself, if you can't motivate yourself, then there's no use for an outsider motivating you. So the first and best victory is to conquer self. Yes, it's very, very true. That's the light I'll share on this.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Esther, for that reflection. Um, thank you very much, Esther, for that reflection. The best, I know as entrepreneurs, as people who lead organizations, sometimes we get so crippled by fear, the fear of not being seen as being worthy, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of how would other people receive me. But once you stop getting caught up in all these negative thoughts of yourself, your product, or your service, you realize that what you've been cooking up all along is probably the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know if I'm aging myself by using that statement, but you'll realize that you're actually not so bad yourself. Um, I see who else is on the call. I see Bridget just joined. Bridget, can you share a reflection on any of these two quotes that you see on the screen? And then after Bridget, I would hope that Eunice can also share her views with us. And Ruth is also on the call. So Ruth, if you are in the position to share your views on your reflections on any of these two quotes, please go ahead.
Hello, please, if anyone is ready to share, I'm just reading it now.
Okay. So whose voice did I just hear, please?
Bridget.
So I would ask Eunice to share her views on any of these two quotes with us. I think Ruth signed off and then came back on. But please unmute and share your views with us.
Yeah, today I'm having a bad network.
Is this Ruth? Okay, so Ruth, are you
Yes,
able to see the screen?
yeah, I'm having actually my network is messing up today.
Sorry about that. I mean, we love the rain, but it also interferes with some things, right? So I think it's affecting the network for some of us or for most of us. Let me read the second quote and then you could share your reflection, your views with me instantly. Your competition isn't other people. Your competition is your procrastination, negative thoughts, your fear trying to hold you back. Compete against that. Um, Share with me any time in your entrepreneurial journey where you felt like you yourself have been the biggest thing that has held you back. If you can cite one example.
Okay, relating to the quote, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so your competition isn't with others. Okay, so what I know is that let me take this scenario. Like I sell tote bags at school, okay? And then let's say another friend of mine is also into the same business. What I think I'll compete with the other person, but with myself. And I need to work on myself. I need not to fear or let fear try to hold me back because so exactly. So I need to rather compete with myself that whatever that it takes for me to achieve um everything that I want to achieve in my tote bag business, I have to compete with myself and not with my than me. That is what I can say about it.
Definitely. I always think I remember when I first started my nonprofit, the environment has been really saturated with a lot of other nonprofits, and we're all basically doing the same programs, the same just about everything, right? And I have heard from people if you have a nonprofit that is doing mentoring and like internship placements for youth, why are you still doing this? If you have an organization working for girls' education, why are you still doing it? And what I always said is like the standard that I set for myself has to be the bar, right? So completely understand what you're saying. Like, you don't see your friend or other people doing the same thing as your competition necessarily. It's like you're competing with yourself for that to bring your product and your business to the next level. And I think that's the best thing you could probably do
Exactly.
in your business. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the interest of time, um, let's zoom through the presentation for today. I wanted us to recap a little bit, a snippet about something that we touched on last week. Um, it came up that when you, as entrepreneurs and nonprofit leaders, we're always trying to solve a problem, right? Um, there are four stages of problem solving. Um, the first is to analyze the problem and understanding what resources and what constraints are holding you back from actually solving the problem. The second is to devise a plan and the specific action steps that you would need in order to tackle the problem. And in this part, when you're devising your plan, for me, I always think like look at the environment that you're working in. Who are your competitors? And figure out, I mentioned this word last week, your competitive advantage over other people doing the same or similar things within the same ecosystem or the same space as you. And for me, I don't like to compete. I rather like to um complement what somebody else is doing. And I would hope that if somebody else comes on board with me, it would be a compliment. And so as you're planning, you need to figure out what steps and what resources, especially resources are key, what things you would need in order to make sure that the problem that you're trying to solve would you would get the most out of solving that problem, and the people who you're selling to or who you're catering your services to would get everything that they need to get out of it. And the third stage is implement. Implementing just, I mean, go out there and do it. As Nike says, just do, right? So you've devised your plan, you've analyzed the issue, you have your plan. Just go out there and when implement, for me, especially at this early stage for all of us as entrepreneurs and nonprofit leaders, when in the implementing may be like just testing the waters, being a prototype that would be good to bring to market. So it's always good to figure out a couple of prototypes when you're trying to bring your product or service to market. And the same thing is true for the nonprofit environment. It's good to test out a program or two and see how receptive your audience, your the population that you're trying to serve will receive it. And then last but not the least is evaluate. I put on here, conduct an M&E to assess your program and your product or your solution against others in the market. But I want to add something that I completely forgot from when I started. Monitoring, and not just M&E, monitor, evaluate, and learn. Monitoring, evaluation, and learn. So you can monitor what's working for you and against your competitors in the market, but you and then evaluate that. But thirdly, and most importantly, you need to figure out what you've learned, right? What's the point of you going to school, taking an exam, and like a couple of years or a couple of months after the exam, you haven't learned anything? In Ghana, we way too often call it chew, pour, pass, forget. So you don't want to do that. Monitor, evaluate, and learn against what the environment, what other competitors in the market are doing. So very, very important. Monitor, evaluate, and learn about your product, your service, or your program or your project. So today, digital skills. When we say digital skills, I'm sure most people might think like social media, digital media, that kind of thing. But let's go back to the nuts and bolts of Microsoft Office. We will watch this video, A Beginner's Guide to Microsoft Word. Is the first, I think, being knowledgeable about Microsoft Office is the most tangible entry that you can have into a work environment. It could help you with your documents. It could help you with Excel, could help you with inventory tracking and many, many other things. So let's watch this. It looks like I forgot to embed the video, but hopefully the next. All right, sorry about that, everyone. I'm sorry about that. I just disconnected because of it rains and then the network was terrible. So let's go back. So Microsoft Office, I'm sure all of us know how to use Microsoft Office. We are typing, we're creating documents, and we know how to create and save our documents. And this, let me ask this question. Who knows how to manage a workspace? Bridget, what does that mean to you? Do you know how to manage a workspace? Please unmute and share with me. Hello, Bridget, if you can hear me, unmute and share with me how you manage your workspace in Microsoft Office. Hi, ladies.
Please come again. I didn't get you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so let me go back.
insert.
The 1 second. The question I asked was if you could, I hope my network is also poor. I hope you could hear me well. The question I
Yeah.
asked if you um share with us how you manage your workspace.
How I manage my,
Workspace in Microsoft
please
Office.
come again.
How you manage your workspace. The first two, I know we all know how to navigate things in Microsoft Word. I know how we know how to create and save Word documents, but manage your workspace. I want to know what your take on that is. What does that mean to you?
Managing your workspace.
Yes.
Well, I think that should I say you trying to create enough space to, I mean, to be able to contain more goods. I actually don't have any idea on that.
Okay, that's a bit tricky to me also. So we'll watch a video and next, like that's the reason why I decided to ask about managing your workspace. It's not your physical workspace, it's your workspace on Microsoft Office. But we all know how to
Oh,
preview and print
okay.
documents, right? And we could also customize the Word environment, right? Like I think we all know how to do that. So
Yeah, so sorry, let me come in a little bit. Sorry, I was a bit okay. So I think managing your workspace is actually organizing your files on Microsoft. Yeah, that would be the answer.
Okay, and can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
When I say organizing your files, how you prepare them and how you present them. For instance, if we are typing a document, is it aligned? Is the font the right font? Is the font style the right style? Yeah.
Thank you, Esther. It's a good thing that someone with this is not really tech, but someone with a bit of a tech background is on this. So it most likely means aligning and formatting your documents in Word. So let's move on. Exactly, Esther, look, formatting text and paragraphs in Microsoft Word. So these are the steps for you to take in order to do that. And another thing that you could do in Microsoft Word that people think that you can only do in Excel are adding tables. So let's briefly watch this video about how you insert a table in Microsoft Word.
In this video tutorial, we are going to learn how to insert a table to Microsoft Word. Tables are an essential tool for organizing and presenting data in a structured manner. You can easily arrange information, create neat columns and rows, and improve the overall readability of your Word document. There are multiple ways to insert a table in Microsoft Word 365. Let's explore each method along with its advantages. The first method is to insert a table from the ribbon. This method allows you to visually select the number of rows and columns, making it easy to customize the table size. Start by placing the cursor at the location where you want the table to be inserted. Navigate to the Insert tab in the ribbon, and in the Tables group, click on the Table button. A drop-down menu will appear. Move your cursor over the grid to select the number of rows and columns for your table. Once you position the cursor on the desired number of columns and rows, left-click to insert the table. Grid provides a maximum size of 8 rows and 10 columns. If you want to insert, for example, a table with 10 rows and 12 columns, though, you can use the second method. This method uses the Insert Table dialog box. It provides precise control over the table's dimensions and allows you to set other options like auto-fit behavior and style during the insertion process. Place the cursor at the location where you want the table to be inserted. Navigate to the Insert tab in the ribbon. Click on the Table button. From the drop-down menu, select the Insert Table button. In the dialog box, enter the number of rows and columns for your table by clicking the up and down arrows. Adjust other settings like auto-fit behavior and table style. Click the OK button to insert the table. The third method of inserting a table in Word is drawing a table. This table gives you the flexibility to create tables with custom shapes and sizes, ideal for specific layout requirements. Place the cursor where you want to insert your table. Navigate to the Insert tab in the ribbon at the top of the window. Click on the Table button. From the drop-down menu, select Draw Table. The cursor will change to a pencil. Click and drag to draw the outline of your table, and then release the mouse button to create the table. Remember, regardless of the method you choose, you can always adjust the table structure, formatting, and content after insertion by using the various table tools available in Microsoft Word 365. And that's it. You have now learned multiple ways to insert tables in Microsoft Word 365 for Windows. Enjoy creating organized, visually appealing documents with tables. If you found this tutorial helpful, in this video tutorial, we are going.
All right, so what did we think? Did we already know how these 3 ways to insert a table in Microsoft Word? Who's with me on the call right now?
Yeah, I knew about 2.
You knew about 2. Which one did you not know?
The second one, where you put in the number of columns and rows you need.
Okay.
I didn't know that one.
I hope from now on you'll be able to apply that in your academic work, in your business. So here's a summary of how you could add tables to your documents in Microsoft Word. There's another video this week. We're watching a lot of videos. As I said, for the interest of time, for the sake of time, we'll skip over some of the videos, and then you'll get to watch them and practice when you signed up for the Novi course. Esther will be sending you an email detailing how you could sign up for the Novi course and access all the session slides from week 1 and week 2 and subsequent weeks after today. And then you could practice and send us your homework assignments. This week, we have a homework assignment that we would love for you to practice with and share back with us by next week. So let's watch this video on how to insert graphic objects using Word. It's a short one.
Inserting pictures. The steps to insert pictures from the computer are as follows. Step 1. Place the cursor where you want the picture to appear. Step 2. Click on the Insert tab and select the Pictures option in the Illustrations tool. The Insert Picture dialog box will appear on screen. Step 3. Choose the picture you wish to add. Step 4. Click on the Insert button and the picture will get inserted.
Is this too basic for all of us? Is it very basic? Because I feel like I learned this in 5th grade or something. Is this basic? Is this the first time that you're learning how to insert graphic objects in Microsoft Word? Is it new to us? Is it useful? Ruth, if you're on the call, please let me know your views.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm
Is-
here.
Did you know this already? Is this something that you practice, you use?
No, please.
Okay. So this is
Insert
new to you.
pictures. The steps to insert.
Ruth, was this new to you?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Um, now we're going to go over another thing, inserting graphic objects using Microsoft Word. So I think in the last video, it also covers it, but in the interest of time, like I said, we'll skip over some of the videos. Let's go to how to prepare and publish a document.
Hello friends, this video describes how to create a new document in Microsoft Word. There are three different ways for creating a document in Microsoft Word. First of all, for creating a new document, you can use the option of File menu. Click on File, then click on New, and click on Blank Page or Blank Document. A new document has been created. Now I close this document. Now, how you can create a new document? The second method is with the help of Quick Access toolbar. Here you can see the option of new blank document in Quick Access toolbar. Click on it and new document has been created. Now, again, I am closing it. Now again, you can use a shortcut key for creating a new document. Shortcut key for creating a new document is Control plus N. Press Control plus N simultaneously, and you can see that a new document has been created. Then you can save this new document by clicking on this save icon in Quick Access toolbar. Select your desired place and give it a name. For example, I type Femi How, my channel name, and save. And here you can see that on my desktop, the file has been saved with the name of Femi How. So this is how you can create a new document in Microsoft Word. If this video helps you in any way, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hello friends. This video.
Okay, so I myself have just learned something new. I never knew that tiny little paper icon on the top of the toolbar was a way to create a new Word document. So I've learned something myself. Esther, did you know about that? Did you know about how to do that? Esther dropped off for a second. So I'll ask Ruth or Bridget, did you know about how to do that? That little tiny paper, the paper icon on top of the toolbar in Microsoft Word. Did you know that that can help you to create a new document?
No, please.
No, this is
About
the
that.
first time.
Wow. Like I always go to file, new document, but watching this video has just enlightened me.
Yeah.
So the next segment is on Excel, and we are just about wrapping up, navigating Excel for beginners. So how many of us use Excel in our work, in our school, in do any of us use Excel at all in anything that we do?
No.
I think I've once,
Yes.
but
Okay. So I started using Excel myself when I was in, think undergrad or grad school. Think grad school. I had always used Excel like manually, but in grad school, they really made me like hone in and learn the proper think it's formulas on how to use Excel. So I use Excel a lot of times with my organizations, expenses, our expense tracking and all things financials. It's been super helpful for me to utilize Excel before being introduced to accounting software just very recently. Inputting our data manually from what our earnings and revenues are every month or so, Excel has been a friend to me. I believe that is this video, it's 1 hour long, so we will not spend time to watch it. Because when you sign up on Nobi, you will be able to
Once
to
everything's
look at
perfectly or
1 second, please. You'll be able to look at the slides on your own.
This is Mrs. Ridgeway.
So as I mentioned, once you are able to sign on to Nobi, you'll get to access this and learn the video on your so once you're able to learn the video and go through the video and all the instructions, you'll learn how to create worksheet formulas, insert functions, and reuse formulas and other functions. And I know it's revolutionized my business the way, especially with accounting and how I track donor donations and like sending donor letters and campaigns a lot. It's been very helpful. So I'm confident that it will also help you with your business. And for me, up until recently, my organization did not invest in an accounting software. Excel seemed like it was everything that we needed to make sure things were working for us. Okay. So 1 second, please. Let me go back to share my screen. Are we able to hear me and hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying that once you in the interest of time, we're almost up on time. You can watch the videos over and over and over when you sign up for the Nobi class. Esther will send the email ideally by tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, and with the step-by-step instructions on how you can sign up for the Nobi class. You could watch the videos and then learn all things Excel. And I've summarized everything from the videos for us in different slides. And so as we're coming up on time right now, I want to ask how many of us already use Microsoft Office in our work and in school? And if so, how? Is it helpful for you? Ruth, do you use Excel at all? Microsoft Office, rather.
No, please.
You don't use it. I don't want to say pray, but I prayed that after this week and next week and subsequent weeks where we'll do more digital skills training, you'll be able to become at least basic knowledge of all the tools that we're giving you. Bridget, are you able, do you use
Yes.
Microsoft Office at all in anything that,
Yes, I've been using it to do my assignment.
okay. And do you find it helpful?
Yes.
Okay. So, today has been in the interest of time, that's been the buzzword. I am giving us a take-home assignment. I want you to create a simple Excel spreadsheet with your sales and revenue from the first quarter of this year. Ruth, you have 3 businesses. So please
Yeah.
choose one of your businesses and create a simple Excel spreadsheet with the sales and revenue that you've had from this first quarter. And if like Bridget's thing, Esther, last week you said that you want to revive a business that you had, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're reviving your business, or if you're like Bridget and if you yet to launch your product and service, I want you to create your spreadsheet with projected goals, the goals that you want to have when your product hits the market. Hopefully by the end of these 6 weeks, and whatever else that we'll cover in the future. It should
Okay.
look something like this: your product or your program, the revenue, and then the third line should be your expenses. And then when after the expenses, you should be able to figure out your revenue. I am not saying profits for a reason. Profits is a whole different ball game that I'm sure we'll cover in another time. So your revenue is how much physical money that you've made just from selling your products and your programs, and the expenses subtracted from it. And that's your revenue. So quickly, Esther, can you summarize today's session for us before we jump off?
Okay, so thank you, Miss Elizabeth. I wasn't fully on the session, but I would give what I learned from today's session. So at the beginning of the session, we saw a quote that was about oneself being yourself being your own competition, and then your competition not being out there, but your negative procrastination that is causing the competition. Can I be heard? Sorry.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So your negative procrastination that is causing the competition within yourself. So what I've taken from this is that actually, if you want to improve in life, you have to do with yourself. And as the quote says, one way to conquer yourself or to get a victory is by conquering yourself. So it's all about dealing with your inner negative thoughts and trying to fight yourself before actually fighting the world. Because if you can't stand up to yourself, then who are you or what are you doing? So you have to stand up to yourself. That is conquering yourself to get the victories you need. And then I also learned a bit about the Microsoft Office as well. So there was actually a function that I didn't know about getting the shortcuts for accessing a new document. I also use the files option. I didn't know there was a shortcut like that. So I've actually learned that, and I'm going to use that in my everyday work. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
that's
you
my
so much,
side.
Esther. One
You're
thing
welcome.
that I'm taking away is from what you said. If you cannot conquer yourself, how then can you be ready to conquer the world? The quote, that's a really, really good interpretation of that second quote that talked about procrastination, because we get caught up in our own minds about if we're good enough or not good enough for something, right? And like that ties into the first quote. The best thing you could do is to conquer self. If you're not conquering yourself, then how do you expect to face the rest of the world? And that's so profound that that's something, your interpretation of it. Thank you so much. And just like you, as I mentioned, I go to Word. In Word, I go to File, create or open new document, and then that's how I create my files usually. But now that I see that little icon, I will most likely forever be just using that moving forward. Ruth or Bridget, please share your summary of today with us. Ruth or Bridget, please, in 10 seconds, unmute and share your summary of today with us. Unless you think Esther has covered everything.
I think she has.
Okay, she did really, really well. So I still have the take-home assignment on. I hope when you access the Nobi platform, you'll see the assignment there. And it's due by 5 p.m. next Monday before we start our next session. And as I mentioned, all the content is available on Nobi with the videos available when you click here. Highlighted. So a preview for week 3. I know maybe some of this is very basic to some of us, but we'll be using PowerPoint. We'll be learning how to create PowerPoints to amplify our sales and marketing. I say for beginners here because I don't anticipate that anyone here is a veteran entrepreneur or nonprofit leader. So we'll be learning how to use PowerPoint to amplify our sales and marketing. And by I think we'll introduce it in week 3. We'll be learning how to properly pitch ourselves. So thank you once again for signing in for today's course and today's session. I'm very grateful to all of you and your time. I will see you next week, and please don't forget to submit your assignments by 5 p.m. next Monday to the hello@EAMP Consult email. Esther will be sending out the instructions on how you can sign up for the course on the Nobi platform, hopefully by tomorrow. So everyone have a good night, and then we'll catch up again very soon. If you have any questions, concerns, anything in between our class time, please utilize the WhatsApp chat platform, email, any way that you can reach out to us. We're just an email or like a message. So please do that. We will see you again next week. Thank you so much. And have a good night and a good rest of the week. Bye.
Bye.